Good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is the Hillsborough Township public hearing regarding the Auten Road property. As everybody knows, you probably know there was a public hearing notice posted. The township is looking to mend the township's recreation and open space inventory by removing the property identified as Auten Road, Block 150, Lot 4Q Farm, Hillsborough, New Jersey, consisting of 57.172 acres of preserved farmland from the township's recreation and open space inventory. Today is the day set for the public hearing. Just to give a brief history with respect to this property. With respect to this property, in September of 2000, the Somerset County Agricultural Development Board purchased the non-agricultural development rights to this property. At that point in time, a deed of easement was recorded that is held by the Somerset County Agricultural Development Board, and that deed of easement restricts this property to farmland use. Thereafter, the owner of that property donated it to the township, and thereafter the township has periodically leased this property out to tenant farmers for nominal sum to just keep the property being farmed. That's what's been going on for a number of years now. Then in 2002, a declaration of encumbrance was recorded by the township. This had to do with something totally separate. The township received Green Acres funding, and when you receive Green Acres funding from the DEP to purchase Green Acres property, which is used for recreation and open space, you have to declare what properties you currently have in the township, and when you do that, those properties all of a sudden become encumbered with the Green Acres regulations, and they in essence become part of the ROSI. So unfortunately, there was a mistake made at that time with respect to this property, and even though it was preserved farmland, which wouldn't allow you to use it for recreation and open space, it wouldn't allow you to, the deed of easement that's recorded on this property wouldn't allow you to put a ball field on there, wouldn't allow you to use it for those purposes. As a matter of fact, the deed of easement that the Somerset County Agricultural Development Board holds says it's got to be used for farming, and the public is not invited to the property. So that mistakenly was recorded at the time. The DEP had it on their list as being part of the township's recreation and open space inventory. The township realized this in 2008 and actually removed it from our list in connection with other funding that they received from Green Acres, and there was some back and forth correspondence with Green Acres at that point in time that this property should have been removed. However, no formal action was ever taken to officially remove it. But the township, as far as our records were concerned, had this property removed from its recreation and open space inventory. We were then approached by the adjoining landowner that they had purchased the property on Auten Road, and they were interested in acquiring this property and starting an organic farm and to use it for organic farming purposes. The township thought, okay, that was a good idea. This property to be used for organic farming was good for the municipality, and therefore we did go out and adopted an ordinance authorizing the sale of this property through a public bidding process. So even though they were the ones who expressed interest, they still had to be the high bidder. They did bid for the property. They were the successful bidders, and the township entered into contract to sell the property to them for, again, their farming purposes. In the process of the sale of the property, it came up that the DEP still holds and refers to this property as being on their recreation and open space inventory. When we explained all this to the DEP and we gave them all the documents to support it, they indicated we had to go through this as part of their regulations through this hearing with a public notice to everybody to ask the DEP to remove this from the ROSI. So I'm here to answer any questions anybody has tonight, but that is the history of it. I've heard some questions. I think people are concerned that, oh, is this property going to now be developed, or will it be allowed to be developed? I can assure everybody that the Somerset County Agricultural Development Commission, they hold the deed of easement on this property. That deed of easement is the same thing the township's bound by right now, and when the property changes hand, that deed of easement will still be there, and all the restrictions will remain on this property that are currently on this property. So all the restrictions that are currently on this property will remain on this property after the transfer. And all that will be controlled by the Somerset County Agricultural Development Board. If anybody has any questions or comments or like to make any statements, please do so, because what's going to happen after today is this will be transcribed, and as part of our submission package to the NJDEP, any comments you have will be forwarded to them. And you can also submit written comments up to September 5th. And those will be, you can submit those directly to the NJDEP if anybody has any comments. So at this point in time, I will open it to any of the members of the public who have any comments. Anybody have any questions, any comments? Okay. All right, that's good. Hearing none, at this point in time, we will close the hearing. Thank you all for coming.